Again, this is part 3B of the series of videos that deal with office politics. And in this particular one, we're going to be tackling the white-gloved, non-negotiable assassin. That's right, the white-gloved, non-negotiable assassin. You see, your mandate is to lead the group to a consensus in your presentation or meetings. Now, this individual is incredibly effective because unlike the aggressive, abrasive assassin who is abusive, they are so smooth at making you suffer and sweat, which is all avoidable if we know what to do, people, so listen up. Let's understand how they proceed. Look for the particular behavior patterns. Right off the bat, they pay attention. They're really attentive. B, they ask questions of clarification. Sooner or later, they make their move, which brings me to item C. Before you can wrap up your presentation, they're going to prevent you from closing. This is important because if you were able to close and get people to agree, then he or she, as a white glove assassin, will be on the outside looking in. So what they are trying to do is to prevent you from closing. You will hear comments such as, are you ready? If you don't mind, Mary, if you don't mind. By the way, I want to compliment you. That's right, they send you praise. I want to compliment you on the depth of research that you and your team have conducted. Really impressive. So they cut you off, they give you praise, they mislead you into thinking that they're on your side. Notice that they never said, I agree with you. This is important. They never say that. Now, before they would even give you an indication that they're out to sabotage your final outcome, they'll say, a great research, and I must admit, as I was listening to you, I had one question. What a lie! What a lie! They don't have one question. They have 39 missiles waiting to be launched one at a time at your proposal in front of the rest of the group. So this is brilliant. You know, they prevent you from finishing. They tell you that through praise that you've done something well done. And then all of a sudden they go, and I have one question. And maybe, I love this one, and maybe you can help me with this one. And to be fair to you, I think I need to explain to you a little bit of background and context so that you can provide me a good answer. This is brilliant. I mean, they have completely disarmed you. You have no other choice but to allow them to express themselves. So, I love that one, and I must admit, to be fair to you, I need to give you some context and background. And here it is, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of that particular explanation, they'll say, and I know that this is going to become an issue. There you go, the objection is surfacing, the missile is coming up, and I know that this issue will become more important in time, and I know that I'm not the only one thinking like this. Isn't that true, Bob? Wait a second, the non-negotiable assassin with the white gloves is seeking validation of his or her concern with someone else in the room. Now, what happens at that point in time? You sense danger. The silent majority goes, step aside. We have a little schoolyard rumble, and we don't want to be involved. And see, we only want to see who's going to win. So there we are. Now, I know you'll feel compelled. You'll feel compelled to want to answer technically their concern, which was initially a question, which became an issue, and now a problem validated by somebody else. Now, what do you think happens to your answer? They interrupt you. Oh, I love that move. I love doing it to people. Okay, you interrupt them so that they're unable to complete the answer. Now, from there, they will seize words from your reply, and guess what? Those words will give birth to a sub-question, sub-concern, sub-objection. You have just entered into a Vietnam. You can't pull out of this quagmire. This is like quicksand. And because you've been interrupted and unable to answer, they'll say, don't get me wrong, but you haven't answered my question yet. And you know, now, I love this move, and now that I think about it, I have a second question. Again, it's a question. No, it's not. It's a concern, it's an objection. They're going to bring it up to someone else in the room. Watch this, they'll say. And now that I'm sorry, but you really didn't answer my question, but now that I think about it, I have a second question. And my question is blah, 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 blah. And I know, Paul, you and I were discussing this just last week, weren't we, Paul? Oh, like a master politician, the white-gloved, non-negotiable assassin is working the room. He had a delegate on the first one, now he's got a delegate on Paul. He'll work on Mary later. By the time this is all over and done with, everybody will get the impression that there are more people in support of his or her position as a white-gloved assassin than with you. Isn't that brilliant? That's right. You'll try to answer that one too, you poor fool. And they're going to rip your answer apart. And then they'll bring up the third and the fourth and the fifth. And in time they'll say, you know, don't get me wrong, I still say that this was great research and your team should be commended. But, now they finally said the word but as it stands, there are too many unresolved issues. My goodness. You're now decomposing in front of colleagues. What do you do? All right. We're going to beat that white-gloved assassin at his or her own game. All right? A, they prevented you from concluding your presentation. Guess what? You will conclude your presentation. Here's what you're going to do. Seamlessly, without the words in closing, seamlessly, without the words in closing, and I'm repeating myself, you will say, and this will be dramatically important in achieving your goals. Isn't that true, Paul? And now you're going to Paul first. In other words, you are going for the delegates before the white-gloved assassin goes. I guarantee you, the minute you go for Paul, they'll go, wait a second, I have a question. Now cut him off. Politely cut him off. So just out of curiosity, so-and-so, are you in agreement with this particular proposal? Ah, flush him out. That's right, take him out of the jungle. The sniper cannot just stay there in the camouflage. They have to come out and express themselves. You say, just that, so out of curiosity, are you in agreement with this proposal? Well, I have a few concerns. Really? Okay, just out of curiosity, what did you like about this proposal? Oh, you do this, and you know, you're a brilliant, brilliant negotiator. Because you've just asked a question to which they would never want to give you an answer. You've asked, so what did you agree with in the proposal? What did you like about the proposal? What are you comfortable with? What works for you in that proposal? You're asking them to publicly state words of agreement. Now, of course, the wise one will send you a bone. I like your slides. They were cute, type of thing. Okay. And you say, what else? What else did you like about it? What else did you agree with? Nothing else? Oh, so am I to conclude that you're not in agreement with our proposition? Fair enough. We're back to the vote principle. Remember that from the previous video? That's what you're going to say. So your vote is a no? Is there any way we can change your mind? Highly unlikely. I thought so. Ratsy poopy. Okay, so your vote is a no. Wait a second. I've got others. I want to get feedback from everybody. I think you'll agree that it's important that everybody express themselves as to how they want to vote. You voted no. Let's put Paul to a vote. Mary, are you on board? Jim, are you on side? Bill, are you in agreement? You are. Hold on a second. I'm still working with these people. You see how you flush them out. You flush them out of their little game of camouflage. And you force them to admit that really they were just going to torture you for the next 45 minutes at your expense. I love being the white-gloved assassin, especially when I'm dealing with people who are not particularly quick on their feet. But you don't have to put up with this behavior, do you now? So what are you going to do? The minute you think of closing your presentation, you never say in closing. You seamlessly ask a question of someone in the room to get you on board. No summary. This is stuff from the Alcarney. It doesn't work in the real world, okay? Number two, when he or she pipes up, then the assassin, you go, just out of curiosity, what do you agree with in our proposal? Are you on board? They hate that. Then you ask them, is that the only concern you have? No, I have other concerns. Just out of curiosity, is there anything that you agreed with? Now you're flushing him out of that little swamp that they were sitting in wanting to take shots at you. Okay, I told you. This is about politics. Now grow up. You are required to lead the group to a consensus while managing the dissenting views. And there will be dissenting views in everything that you put forward. What you want to achieve is success. What your superiors want you to achieve is success. And you will learn to tackle the white-gloved, non-negotiable assassin, following the patterns of behavior techniques that I've just presented to you. That is how you speak.